Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently 8:25 p.m. on this very chilly, what is tonight? Thursday evening, going into, well, it's not even close to Friday morning yet, but we're a couple hours away. Friday morning. It is currently 39 degrees outside. I think it's supposed to dip into the 20s here in a few hours. And I was just sitting in the parking lot at the post office. I just uploaded my newest drama video. I just got done watching part 4 of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion with my husband. And I have 12 minutes left of my cozy mystery, which is, I think it's called Beaches, Bungalows, and, hold on a second. It's called Beaches, Bungalows, and Burglaries by Tanya Kappas. I have 12 minutes left. You guys, it is so good. The series is called Criminals and Campers, and it's by Tanya Kappas. And I have to tell you, besides the Misfortune series by Jana DeLeon, this is probably my favorite cozy mystery series I have ever read. More than the Dorinda Jones, Sunshine Vikram series, you know, Bad Day for Sunshine, Good Day for Chardonnay, those 2 books. More than that, more than the Jacqueline Frost Christmas Tree Farm Mystery series, more than anything I've ever read. Well, and the Josh Lanyon one. I really like the Josh Lanyon one. I think the next Josh Lanyon book, oh, it might be out already. Did it come out already? No, I think it comes out next Tuesday on Audible. Oh, by the way, somebody asked me if I am going to read the latest Misfortune book or if I'm going to wait for it to be on audio. Cassandra Campbell, who narrates all of the Misfortune books for Jana DeLeon, I love her narration, and so I'm gonna wait for the Audible book, which is gonna be out in like a month or 2, I think. She said a couple months, and the book has been out for like 2 or 3 weeks now. And the Josh Lanyon books, they're called Scrabble and Scandals or something like that. I really like those. So let me look on Goodreads to see. Wait, let's see. I know it's not out yet. Secrets. Hold on a second. Josh Lanyon. Okay, hold on a second. Josh Lanyon. See all results. Here, let's go in here. I don't know what it is. It's called something in Scrabble. I do know that. Author profile. Okay. She has so many series. She writes under a pseudonym. Josh Lanyon. Why can't I find this series? Okay, let's go down here. I should have just gone into my red books. Oh, here it is. Okay, it is called The Secrets in Scrabble series, and I have read the first 4 books in it. This one I really liked too, because it had a gay main character, which was different than most cozy mysteries. So the 5th one, I've read the first 4. The 5th one is called Body at Buccaneers Bay. And it comes out November 18th. Does it say 18th? I think it says 18th. And that's number 5. And then the 6th book comes out April 16th. And then the 7th book comes out July 15th. So the next 3 books are already planned out. And MM, that means male, cozy mystery, secrets, and Scrabble. And those are really good. But the Tanya Kappas series, Campers and Criminals, I have to tell you guys, is probably, next to Misfortune, it's my favorite ever. And I've told you guys what it was about, and it is so, the characters are so incredible. Okay, so it's about this woman, and she's 30, and her name is Mae West, like the actress, and her husband is part of this Ponzi scheme. I'll just make it real quick because I know I've talked about this already. And so he goes to prison, and the only thing that she has left is she inherits, well, she doesn't inherit, but like her husband won in a poker game, this campground called the Happy Trails Campground in this city called Normal. And see, it's all just like Misfortune, like Sinful Louisiana, Normal Kentucky. If I didn't know better, I would almost think that it was written by Jana DeLeon. Okay, so the only thing that she has left is this campgrounds called Happy Trail Campgrounds, which she thinks is supposed to be like beautiful lake, beautiful grass, people playing everywhere. And then she has this camper, this like rundown camper that has stains everywhere and stuff. So she gets there and the campground is like totally just like a crap hole. It's like not like nice at all, right? And so she befriends this woman that is like the manager of the campground that like doesn't like her at first because her husband like took all of her money. And then she is part of this like laundry club that like meets at the laundromat every day. And it's like these 3 women. The one woman is the wife of the local like minister who like wants her to go to church all the time. And then the other woman is this like woman that just like befriends her at, she's the local librarian, and then there's an older woman named Queenie that runs the laundromat, and so those become like her friends. And she's trying to put together this campgrounds when the body of her ex-husband, who was the guy, the Ponzi scheme guy, and everybody hates her because she's the ex-wife, so they think that she's involved in it. And so her ex-husband's body turns up in the lake at the campgrounds, and that's the mystery. It's so good, you guys, and they're so short. They're like this one is like 5 hours and 23 minutes. And the next one, which I'm gonna start like the minute that I finish this one, I have 12 minutes left. 12 minutes in my time, because I listen to them. I could listen to this one at 3 times speed because the narrator speaks pretty slow, but I'm listening to it at 2.5 times speed. And the narrator is so good too. It's like she has kind of like this English accent, but like now, like the character even says it, since because she's from Kentucky originally, she's starting to get her Kentucky accent back. And the narrator is so fantastic that it's like, I don't even know how she does it. It's like this New York accent, East Coast accent, mixed with kind of like the Southern drawl. It's fantastic. And like right out of the gate, I was like, this is the perfect narrator for this. So it's Tanya Kappas, T-O-N-Y-A, spelled the right way. That's what Tanya would say, because she spells it the same way as Tanya Jean does. And then it's Kappas, K-A-P-P-E-S. It's so good, you guys. So anyway, I've been listening to that today. I got up, did some stuff around the house, started getting the vlog up. Then I went to Starbucks and I reviewed, which I have to go home and put this video up. It's uploading right now. So when I'm done vlogging, I'm gonna put this up. But I went to Starbucks and I reviewed their new drink, which I didn't really care for, the iced sugar cookie or something. It was okay. It tasted like a diet sugar cookie, so I don't even know what that means. And then I tried the caramel brulee hot drink, which I really liked, but they had that last year. And then I went to 2 different Starbucks in Targets, because that's usually where they have the best cups, to find the Starbucks cups. But because today was the holiday launch day for Starbucks, but they didn't have any of the cups at either of the Starbucks that I went to. And the Starbucks that I did the review at, they didn't have any cups. She said the truck hadn't come, that it was coming that night, and she was hoping that the cups would be on there. So I'll go again tomorrow and look for cups, but there were no cups yet. So that was that. And I'm vlogging early because I'm planning to meet my good GD Valerini at the casino tonight. She said she's going early at, well, 10:30 is what she considers early. So she just texted me before, well, like right as I was starting to vlog. So I'm gonna go, or right before, I'm gonna go meet her at the casino tonight. She's been gone for a while, so I haven't seen her. She had a wedding that she had to go to, and then she's just been out of town, so I haven't seen her. So I'm excited about seeing Valerini tonight. And then that's that. Should I read some comments since I'm just sitting here? I'm charging my phone. Hold on just a second. Let me read some comments. Let me pull out my reading glasses. Hi, how are you? So anyway, that was kind of my day. I didn't do a whole lot more than that. Then I came home and I filmed a drama video, and then Alex was coming. Oh, no. I filmed my drama video before I left the house. I made a cup of coffee at home. I made that apple pie coffee, and it didn't taste the same the second time. So I got just a cup of coffee at Starbucks. I'm like so in love with the Dunkin' Donuts coffee now that I'm just like not really into the Starbucks, just Pike Place coffee anymore. I never really liked the Pike Place, but I just was like, whatever, it's convenient. But I think if you're gonna pay that much money for a cup of coffee that you really like, or a cup of coffee that you really want, that you should, you know, get the cup of coffee that you like instead of just, I mean, it's okay, it's coffee. It just is really, somebody explained it. God, I wish I knew the word they used in my review video the other day. I said like tangy and tart, and I can't remember what the word was that they used, but it was so appropriate. So anyway, okay, let's get in here and see. Let's see what people say. Oh, I'm in my... Oh, wait, there's Troy. Troy commented on my drama video. I was in my drama video comments. I love drama class. It's my favorite subject in school. Love this channel, Peter. Your personality is awesome. Love you, Peter, and love you, Peter, and everyone. Happy birthday, Lena! And Troy is so sweet. True Crime Nut said, yes, LOL. Happy birthday, Lena. Okay, so that's the hat that I got in Las Vegas. All right. So let's go over to the vlog, which I just posted like half an hour ago. Actually, it says an hour and 9 minutes. So there's not many comments on it yet. Hold on a second. Boogie said, Peter, please make some merch that says hello, hello, hello. Maybe on a tumbler or a hoodie. Your merch shop is amazing. You have one of the best looking merch items I've seen. Oh, thank you. Lucia said, you should definitely do some Black Friday shopping vlogging. Love you, Peter. I definitely will. WB12 said, I know the album is a meme, but I would love for Joel Puss to do a remix of your intro. Oh, I would love that too. Tracy put blue hearts, 5 blue hearts. It's Maggie said, please don't be clickbait about my album. Oh, because my title was my upcoming album. It's clickbait, sorry. Sorry. Sarah said, hello, Peter, with a bunch of blue hearts. When I was at the store yesterday, I saw the Starbucks coffee bags called Fall Blend and Holiday Blend, and they reminded me of you because you love Starbucks so much. LOL. One of these days, you should review those coffee flavors on your... That's a good idea, actually. Okay. Megan said, good evening, Peter, or good evening, Peter. I've been waiting for your new vlog all day. I love to listen to your vlogs in the quiet at night with coffee. The trees are gorgeous in Illinois. I'd love to see your fall foliage in a Peter Does Stuff video. Happy birthday, Carlito. Happy Thursday, Peter and Alex. Alex's Halloween costume was amazing. Aw, thank you. Okay, my upcoming album. These are from the new ones. Katie said, I just love these vlogs so much. Vloggerino forever. Aw. Wendy said there's a version of the show You on Netflix without Joe's narration, which apparently is super awkward because it's a lot of him just staring in silence. Oh, I'm sure it would be. Angel said, hello from frickin' cold, raining Michigan. Wind spring, LOL. Okay. I don't understand that comment. Okay. Are these for my... Oh, these are for my newest ones. Lisa said, hello, hello, hello. I'm sending good vibes everyone away. I'm excited to head to Florida for vacation. Oh, God, I wish I was. I'm not going to think of snow until I come home in December. Peter, don't get jelly because I'm ready for night swims. Ah, I wish I was going on night swims. Monet said, hello, Peter. It's been drizzling and cold in Georgia. I finished reading a Christmas book and I'm starting another one. Yay, Christmas, Monet. Wendy said, beast, with emojis. Artist said, sending love to you and everyone. Love your video, love your vids. Aw, thank you. Stacy said, hello, 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 with a bunch of Christmas emojis and blue hearts. And Jennifer, who I think is the first one on this vlog, said, yes, I've been waiting all day, love you. And Stacy said, I think you're first, yay. And she said, am I finally? Yes, LOL. She said, am I finally? LOL. Jennifer, yes, you are first. Let's see. Okay. Hayden said, I typically don't comment, but I've been watching your videos, including your vlogs, for over a year now, and they honestly make my day so much better. Work can be so stressful, and seeing your videos calms me so much. Thanks, Peter. You're amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Teresa said, your hair was the first thing I noticed in your thumbnail. Looks great. I totally agree with you on the okay, I'm not gonna, okay. There's a lot of back and forth about this cell phone thing, and people, you know, you need to get in touch with your kids and all that kind of, I'm just sharing what my opinion is, okay? I'm just sharing what my opinion was. When I was growing up, my mom had a job at times too. We had a landline phone at home. If people don't have a landline phone, I can understand people needing to have, you know, some form of communication and all that stuff. I'm not gonna argue about the cell phone thing. I'm just sharing my opinion, okay? I think that's a completely different topic. When your kid has a cell phone because they just want a cell phone to talk to their friends or to play games or to be on TikTok and they're 10 years old, no, I personally do not believe that that's just my opinion. Okay, and hey, listen, we can have a different opinion over here. And you guys educate me on stuff all the time and I appreciate it. But we can have a different opinion. We don't have to agree on everything. So Salty said, I'm so proud of Malicious Woman Candle Company. They are from my hometown and I love them. I love them too. I actually ordered several of their candles last year for people for Christmas, and I may buy some more this year, but I have new candle companies that I really like. So I try to, do different ones every year. I knew talking about that cell phone thing was going to get so many comments. There's so many people up here. And I think it's a good conversation to have, too. I think it's like, in all honesty, like, I think parents should be having that conversation with each other. Like, does your kid have a cell phone? Should I get mine one? Things like that. Because, I mean, all young kids want cell phones, right? Because they see the adults have them and all that kind of stuff. And I get all that, right? But I think that's a conversation that maybe, like, parents need to be having together. So anyway, I'm just sharing my opinion on something. BBN Turner said, we were here was horrible. I was so upset that I got invested into trash. I don't know. Okay, we were here. Hold on a second. Was that book, I think. We Were Liars is the E. Lockhart book. We Were Here. I didn't like either one of those books. We Were Here was the book of the girls that were friends that they went out of town every year and visited, and the one girl was like single white female obsessed with her. Yeah. But We Were Liars. It just pulled up Keith Urban. Keith Urban, that's Nicole Kidman's. Is he still married to her? I don't know. Hold on a second. Now I gotta know. Keith Urban. I can never remember his name, although I like his songs. Okay, Keith Urban. Yeah, he's still married to Nicole Kidman since 2006. Okay. Not Caroline. Allie said, not Caroline being a pusher with her pager. Okay, so Buttercup has an interesting point. She said, kids need to realize being a kid is the best thing in the world. I blame social media for making them grow up too fast. I'm 30 and we had MySpace and flip phones, but the way technology has consumed the younger generation today is scary to me. It's way overboard. I don't blame parents for not wanting to get their kids a cell phone. However, I do understand as well why they would in order to keep track of their kids and in case of an emergency. I guess you're right. I mean, I don't know. Like, I really guess I need to kind of like rethink that thing. Who is like... Somebody is like right behind me. I think this is the thing, okay? When I was growing up, we had a landline phone. So as a kid, I wish I had never said anything. It's gonna be this ongoing topic in the vlog now. But like when I was growing up, we had a landline phone, right? So I came right home from school, and like if my mom needed to get a hold of me, then she'd call the landline and I would answer. If I needed to get a hold of somebody, I would go next door to the neighbor because we were all close with our neighbors, or like I would call on the landline. I understand people don't have landlines today, so maybe it is different. I don't know. I guess I need to kind of rethink my stance a little bit on that. So let's go on here and read some other comments. Okay. Sam said, I'm literally reading that the last thing he told me right. It is so good. That book is so good. Oh, here, okay, so somebody's commenting on my I was like, what is this about? My migraines. Peter, I hope you see a specialist. Hope there is an enzyme you can take or something. I've gone to a specialist for 20 years. I wish there was too. I got, to my neurologist. It's just, some days my migraines are worse than others, and it's part of having epilepsy, and it's honestly just something that you get used to living with after a while. It's not fun, but it's part of what goes along with the territory. I mean, it's not as bad as it used to be. I'm just thankful I don't have, like, optical migraines, because a lot of people that have optical migraines, like sunlight, and I know somebody that she literally, like, on the days that it's sunny and there's snow outside, I mean, she can't even go outside because it's so bad, because her migraines are so bad with optical. Okay. Linda said Tanya, my kind of girl. I don't know what she's talking about there. Oh, probably where I was talking about when Tanya, like, told her what she was gonna do at the restaurant. Carissa said, if you haven't read Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn, you should. Hands down the best mystery I've ever read, and a great miniseries on HBO Max. So I haven't read it, and it's short, and I have the audiobook. Maybe I'll listen to that this month, but I'm doing all cozies. And then I want to watch, because I want to watch the show. I think it's with Amy Adams, and I haven't watched it yet because I want to read the book first. You guys, there's so many back and forth about people and the cell phone thing. Some people think that kids don't need cell phones. Some people do. And here, Jonesy said, there are no payphones anymore. There are no landlines anymore. I wouldn't send kids out without a phone these days. Times have changed. Maybe not an iPhone. But once kids go places without parents, they need a phone. I remember my daughter calling me saying, Mom, I don't feel comfortable here. See, that, I guess my opinion is changing about it. I mean, we are a different world today. I guess you're right. I guess you're right. Alicia said, I love when you do the pilot talk in the beginning. Dumbo Circus said, new sub here. Hi, Peter. Loving the vlog so far. I'm 39 weeks pregnant. Oh my God, with my second child, and I enjoy listening to you when I'm tossing and turning in bed. Haha, thanks for the content. Aw, well, welcome aboard. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, almost every comment is about the cell phones. Okay. The Woman in Cabin 10, this is from Kenyonia. The Woman in Cabin 10 was the worst Ruth Ware book by far. My favorite was The Death of Mrs. Westaway and The Turn of the Key. The atmospheres of those books are so incredible. Even One by One was pretty good. Cabin 10 was definitely the weakest. Okay. Book Lover 620 said, hello, Peter. I have some wonderful cozy mystery series. I have loved Flakes Cost, I'm gonna have to screenshot this. Flakes cost 20 years now. My first suggestion is Coffee House Mysteries by Cleo Coyle. West 1 NYC. It features a wonderful bunch of quirky characters. There are now 18 books in the series and have yet to figure out who done it. There's also a character named Nancy after me. The author also has a second series, The Ghost and Mrs. McClure. 7 books in that series. Give them a try. Let me know what you think. Okay, I definitely will. Okay. Sue said, maybe I said this on another channel, but I love the shorter haircut. Mrs. Morris Reed said, I tried to get into that cozy mystery book about the campers, just couldn't get into it. It's so good! Oh my God, it's so good! Cauliflower said, romancing the ordinary. When you do little things to add magic to what would be a regular day. Oh, I love that. Oh, now I remember the previous comment. Okay, now I understand it. Jacqueline said, completely agree with you about the cheats in mystery novels. Ruins the entire book for me, even if I was enjoying the first half of it. A lot of people are saying no to an iPhone, but yes to like a flip phone or a prepaid phone or something like that so that they can get, you guys, there's so many comments about the phone thing. I knew when I said it in the video, I knew that that was going to be a hot topic for the vlog. Yeah, I guess I really need to rethink that, and I'll just let you guys have the conversation in the comment section below about it and maybe educate each other on what you think is the best decision as parents. I mean, I can understand you wanting your kid to have, like a phone to get in contact with somebody. I will stand firm that I definitely don't believe that an 8 or a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old, I don't even believe 15-year-olds need iPhones, you know, and you know, and like, I'm also a big believer that, like, when those phones have a lot of access to, like, internet and Twitter and whatever, it's like, on the flip side, we want to talk about, like, cyberbullying and people being mean on Twitter and all that, and they can still get on Twitter and those things on their computer, right? But I don't know, I'm just like, I guess I agree with the needing to have a phone to having contact with them, because we don't have cell phones, we don't have pay phones and all that kind of stuff today. But I just don't think that, like, a 10-year-old needs, like, the newest $600 or $1,000 iPhone. That's just my opinion about that. But I can understand wanting your child to have a phone, to have, you know, access to them and make sure that they're safe. I get that. But, and a lot of people were saying, yes, we got him like a $60 phone or an $80 phone. And I think that's a lot different than having to have the newest iPhone, you know? Hell, I mean, like, when Alex and I go, like, my friend Melissa, and trust me, they can afford it, she's had the same iPhone for literally like 10 years. She just upgraded. She had like an iPhone 4 or something like that. And Alex always wants the newest iPhone whenever it comes out. And I'm like, here's my thing about having the newest iPhone. We have like 2 generations ago. The thing about like the newest iPhone is they're always like $1,000, okay? And on top of that, and we pay ours out over a period of time, and they're still, it adds to your cell phone, 2 cell phones adds to your cell phone bill over a period of time. And then on top of that, it's like they come out with a new one every year. So it's like, if you want the newest one, oh, this one has a better camera. This one, I mean, the newest one, you can supposedly make the most fantastic movie videos. I mean, it would be smart for me to have that for work. And I'm sure people are like, well, if you could use it for work, you should have it and whatever. And it's just like, I mean, I always say to Alex when the newest one comes out, because, like, you know, Alex loves technology and things like that. I'm like, we really don't need a new one, you know? It's like, I would love to have a new iPad. I bought an iPad during, well, the first one, I had a first generation iPad that I used forever, right? And then I bought one when we were going into lockdown, because I knew us sitting in the same house with the open loft, we wouldn't be able to have like much, like if you wanted to watch a show and I wanted to watch a show, that wasn't gonna happen. Now we can sit in the same room and I can watch my iPad with my AirPods in, or vice versa, and one of us can watch the TV or something, you know, if we're watching different shows. But when I went to go buy my iPad, I said to the guy, I said, I just need the basic thing. He goes, he was so nice. He was like, what are you gonna use it for? And then I like looked it up. I can't remember now if I got it. I think I got it online. Like, I think or was that when I went to go look for Alex's? I can't remember. But anyway, I just wanted the basic iPad that I just could like watch shows on, right? And so I ended up getting like this really cheap iPad. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but it was just like $300 or something. I mean, I thought it was gonna be like $1,000, which like Alex's was like that expensive, because when I got him an iPad, because he wanted to use it for work and all this kind of stuff. Well, the problem is that his has so much more storage on it than mine does, that I literally can only like download on my iPad like 2 movies and a couple episodes of a show. Well, for traveling, that's difficult, because then I have to watch those things, and then when I get there, delete them so that I can download new ones for the way home, if that makes sense. Now, if I'm just sitting in my house watching Netflix or whatever, it's fine, because I just hook up to the Wi-Fi, right? So for the last couple, like since I got it, and I realized that, because I didn't know it right away until we went on our first trip, I've been like, oh, I'd kind of like to have another iPad that had more storage on it. But at the same time, can you like just like buy a storage package or something like an iCloud? I don't need more storage on it, like, but it would be more convenient. But we don't travel enough that I feel like I need, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna go and spend $1,000 just to have more storage on an iPad when I have a perfectly fine, almost brand new iPad that I've just used for over 2 years. That just seems stupid to me. Well, I feel the same way about iPhones. And Alex and I always talk about this, because he always wants the newest iPhone because he loves technology and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but we don't really need a new iPhone. You know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, you're probably right. So we get a new one usually, I'd say like every 2 years, every 3 years. But like my iPhone, I don't know when we got these, is like perfectly fine. You know, like I don't need a new iPhone right now. So it stopped. I feel like with my friends, like that have teenagers and stuff, there's always that conversation of like, well, you know, like they really want an iPhone and we're thinking about getting an iPhone for Christmas. I personally think a $600 to $1,000 Christmas present is very expensive for an I don't know. And then I also feel like it creates this distance, because then everybody's just on their cell phones, you know? I mean, I personally wish we lived in a world where we were getting away from that, not moving closer to it, you know? And the thing is, like, my nephews, like, they know how to do stuff. I mean, Sebastian is 5, and since he was about 3, he knew how to find and pull up videos on YouTube. And I'm just like, this is, like, I don't even, like, he knows how to do stuff that, like, I didn't even know how to do till a couple years ago, you know? And these kids, like, they know how to, I mean, great, it's great for technology, right? But we're such a technological, social media driven world that it just puts distance between people, and it just makes me sad, kind of, you know? That's just my personal opinion. Having a kid have a $60, you know, track phone, or, you know, you put time on it or whatever on a card, like, so that you feel safer, that you can get in contact with them, I totally understand that. Like, I get that, right? But I don't know, it just, the iPhone thing, it's just, you know, I don't know, it just makes me sad. And like, even like, just like I said, you know, with Alex and I sitting in the same room, I mean, that was during lockdown, but sitting in the same room and the two of us watching different TVs, it's like, I remember a girlfriend of mine saying one time, like, it was when Alex and I were in marriage counseling, because like tonight during like the reunion, I went over and I sat next to him on the couch and we were kind of like cuddling a little bit, watching the show. Like, if we're watching a show together, we sometimes do that, not always, but tonight I did, and the dogs were over there with us and stuff like that. But like, I remember a girlfriend of mine saying to me a couple years ago when we were in marriage counseling, she said, you know, I come home from work, we make dinner, we decide on what we're gonna have, and then we either order it in or we eat, you know, we eat in like 10 minutes together, kind of talking about our day. And then he sits on one end of the couch and I sit on the other end of the couch with our laptops, and we watch our separate shows and we don't communicate for 3 or 4 hours, and then we go to bed. And she's like, that's our evening, like every evening. And I you know, like, one of the biggest things about marriage counseling for us was this vlog. I was sitting there reading comments. How did this go from cell phones to this? But you know, like, one of the biggest things, and I know I don't show a lot of this on the vlog or in my videos because you only get to see a glimpse of my day, and to be honest, like, Alex just doesn't love the camera on him all the time. Like, if he's in a video, it's because he chooses to be in a video and he wants to be. But like, there's long expanses of time where we just lay in bed and talk, or, you know, and like, even then, like, sometimes like he'll roll through TikTok and I'll be like, and he'll just look at me and I'll be like, can you put your phone down for a second and we can just like hang out and talk, you know? And so he'll put his phone down and we'll just like talk about our day or like play with the dogs for, you know, like a while and whatever, and that's nice. I just feel like, you know, even when we were in like marriage counseling, we talked about that, like going on dates and not picking up our phones during dates and stuff like that. And there's, you know, and for us also, there was like, and this was important to Alex, to make a distinction between going out to eat and a date, because those are completely two different things. So going out to eat, like for our brunch on Sunday, that's not a date. Like that's a meal that we go and have together and we enjoy each other's company. So for him to sit there to look at pictures from the night before, or for him to like, that doesn't bother me. But even then, like while we're sitting there eating, we typically like put our phones down and talk and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, I just feel like we've become such a social media world that I try not to be on my phone as like much as possible. Like, do you ever find, like, this is the thing, okay? Do you ever find that you just pick up your phone out of boredom and then you scroll through like all the social media, like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and then like you see everything new, and then you're sitting there and 10 minutes later you're bored again, and it's like we need constant stimulation with this stuff. And so you scroll through everything again, you know, and then it's like 20 minutes later you scroll through everything again. I mean, we all do it. I do it. Maybe not everyone, but I know that there's probably quite a few people out there that do that. And so it gets to a point where it's just like, I feel so attached to this phone thing that I've really tried to like tone that down, but I still do it. I still do it several times a day. And it's like, there have been periods in the last couple months where I've done really, really well, and I just haven't picked up my phone. But even then, it's almost kind of like this FOMO, like this fear of like what's going on that I don't know about. And then I get on there and it's like, I didn't miss anything. There's nothing going on that I don't know about. I mean, if there is, somebody will tell me, right? So it's like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's a lot of wasted time just scrolling on social media. You know, and we all make jokes about like phones and social media and all this kind of stuff. But in all honesty, it's like, if like you're older, like not older, but like if you're, I think, at an age where you remember like life before cell phones. You know, I can remember growing up, and my dad had this huge phone. Okay, he had like one of the very first cell phones ever. He had this huge phone that he carried around in a pack with him because if he got paged, he would have to stop and it was a thing that he would do. Okay, Pete. He'd be like, find a payphone. And so I would have to find, and I'd be like, there's one, Dad. And so we'd stop on the side of an interstate or something. You guys remember phone booths back in the day? So he had one. Then he had the one in the car that was literally like a receiver, like my drama phone. And it had like, he had like an antenna on the top of he had like a little Suzuki Jeep back in the day that he had it on top there. Then it was the cell phones. I can remember getting a cell phone because my friend and I, my friend that's a doctor, that I dated, we went on a date and then decided we'd be better friends. He's been one of my best friends for years. We got cell phones on the same day. And I remember we called each other. And we were like, girl, you know, we had these like little Nokia. That was like my very first phone, was this little Nokia, the Charlie's Angels kind of phone. This was this red Nokia phone. And we were like, girl, you know, we have cell phones. And they were like this big, and we were holding them, talking to them, you know, and stuff like that. Then I had a little BlackBerry that looked very similar to that. And I used to be able to like text on that BlackBerry without even looking at it. And then I can remember like everybody talking about the iPhone, and I was really kind of like sold on the BlackBerry, and I didn't want to get an iPhone. And I was like, I really liked do you remember like, and it was business people had BlackBerries, they swore on them, you know, swore by them. And then the iPhone thing came around, and then everybody was like talking about the iPhone. And I can remember at first I was really resistant to having an iPhone. Like I really didn't want one. I don't think I had an iPhone until Alex and I got together, because I can remember Alex's phone before. That was like our first year and a half together. It was not an iPhone. I don't remember what phone I had at that time. Or maybe I had an iPhone and he didn't. I think when we got together, I still had my BlackBerry, and he had like a little like T-Mobile thing. I can remember because I can remember that. Well, I don't remember it now, but like in the middle of the night, the text bell would go off, and I hated the text bell sound to it. But I remember that phone, and if you get him talking to me, he loved that phone. So then we decided to get iPhones, and it's like every other year we've upgraded it. It's been this thing that we've like had to have, right? Well, kind of prior to that, I don't really, I mean, that was kind of like the induction of smartphones. Before that, I don't really remember like having to be on social media on my phone a lot. Like, I don't remember like checking that stuff all the time. Like, I just don't remember that. I remember texting people, I remember calling people, but I don't remember being on social media a lot. And so then what we're saying is, it's just really been in the last 10 years that we've been like, we've had this thing that's turned into like us being on our smartphones like a lot, you know? And yeah, because I can remember when my mom passed away, it was 13 and a half years ago. She had a flip. She did not have a cell phone that she used on a regular basis. She still had a landline until she passed away. And my aunt gave her this flip phone for emergencies, and she kept it plugged in across the wall when she was in bed, like when she was sick. And if anybody like tried to touch that phone, she said, she would call it her cellular device. And she'd say, don't touch my cellular device, because she'd say, she'd say, in case of an emergency, I need it. I want to know that it's plugged in and it's charged. I mean, she left it plugged in like all the time. And so there was that. But I feel like it's just this thing that's happened in the last 10 years. And we become more, I think, reliant on smartphones slowly over time. Like, and so I guess, oh, it's out of focus. Hold on. Come on now. Get in focus. Come on, don't make me stop. Come on, you can do it. Is it gonna get back focused again, or am I have to turn it off? Hold on. Okay. I don't know what turning it off and turning back on does, except for reset it, but it's like magic, so. But I feel like through the years, we've just become more and more dependent on cell phones and social media. And I'm on social media a lot too, but I don't love it. You know, it was really interesting because like on Twitter, which personally I believe like Twitter is very toxic. Yes, I think there's a lot of happiness that happens on Twitter, but I feel like it's just like biting comments, and it's just, I don't know what it is about the presence of Twitter, but it just, to me, feels very toxic. So I usually go on there every day and I just say like happy whatever day it is, right? And so today, like I went on there and I said, happy Thursday or whatever. And then like my drama videos, I usually post over there. Sometimes I post my reviews, sometimes I post other videos, but very rarely. So yesterday, when Tati Westbrook, it came out on her website that she was closing her business down, I like screenshot like what it said on the website, and then I put it over on my Twitter, and I said, what? With a question mark. And you guys, it got like all of these comments. It got like 200 and some likes on it. People were commenting left and right. And it's interesting to me, like if I just put some like blanket statement, hey, how are you, or whatever, like I don't get a lot of comments like that. I don't get a lot of response, obviously. Why would I, right? There's not a lot of engagement, as the influencers call it, the influencer kids. But like if I put a post like that has anything to do with drama, it's like I start getting a lot of comments and a lot of likes on it, and then people start arguing in the thread, and I don't enjoy that. I don't like that, and I don't necessarily love providing a place where people can argue. So that's why I say like about the cell phone thing with kids, have the conversation in the comment section below, but be nice to one another about it. You know, maybe somebody disagrees with you, you know, maybe they full-heartedly don't believe in having, you know, cell phones for kids, and maybe others do. I don't know, you know, but like we can have that conversation and be adults about it. And I feel like on places like Twitter and Facebook, like people don't have the ability. It's like they lose that when they get on social media, and it's like, I don't know what happens. Like I don't really get it, right? But I feel like technology changed over time, allowing this direct connection to the world through smartphones and Facebook and social media. And like I literally have friends of mine that, I mean, are so connected to their phones. Like every time I see them, it's like they're like, hold on a second, and they're like reading like something on Twitter or Facebook, and I'm like, I don't know, it's just like there's a distance. And then on top of that, cell phones would make my mom very, very sad, because, you know, we did have phones before that, and I can remember my mom saying, please, you guys, just put your phones down, right? So I can, you know, like at dinners and stuff like that. Alex's mom is the same way. She's like, can we please sit at dinner and not be, you know, like, whatever. She always says that to everybody. So, but I think what happened is we became dependent on cell phones and smartphones, specifically about social media. But then what happened is we started to change as a society, and myself included in this, right? On how we spoke to people and what we would say. Because what happened was we found this new self-importance by, I can tweet you and I can put a comment on your Facebook or on your Instagram, and I feel like I have a voice, and for once in my life my voice is heard. So I can make a comment, I can post what I really feel on Twitter, or what I feel in a comment on a YouTube video or whatever. And then that all changed as a result of social media, right? So that as a result of that, we started changing how we spoke to one another. And so we no longer were having adult conversations with each other like, hey, like, I hear what you have to say, but I disagree with it. Like, hear my side out of it. We stopped having adult conversations, and then we started having conversations where we really weren't having conversations with each other at all. We were only having conversations with people through social media, right? Because those same conversations that were occurring with social media, if you see those same people in person, you don't have those kind of conversations because people don't want to speak to each other that way because they're afraid of that, right? Like, have you ever had like an argument with somebody on social media and then you see them face to face and you're like, can you tell me what you, and they're like, oh, well, that was like, I was just on Facebook or whatever. It's like, they don't want to talk about it. Well, because it was safe for you to hide behind social media. So we've now evolved into this group of people that feels like it's appropriate to speak to each other in a way that we're guarded behind social media when it's really not. And what scares me about it is, where do we go from here? Where are we 5 to 10 years from now? If this is where we've come in just 10 years, where are we going to be in the next 10 years with social media and cell phones? I really, to be honest with you, like, I think at some point, I think the pendulum is going to switch the other way. I think a lot of people, because I already see it. I already see, like, I was talking to, a friend of mine the other day, and she was like, oh, I got rid of Facebook and blah, 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 whatever. I'm not going to get rid of that stuff. Like, I don't despise it. I know that I'm an adult and I can control how much time I spend on social media. And I also know that I can control what I choose to say and not say on social media. You know what? And I'm not saying that I have, like, not messed up at times, because I have. But what I'm saying is, I'm an adult and I know that I'm capable of that, right? I think the pendulum is going to switch the other way, but no, my friend was saying to me, she's like, I just don't care about anything that people are doing. She was like, I don't care about Facebook. And she said, and to be honest with you, the people that I do care about, I never see their posts anyway, because it's all just ads on Facebook. It's just ad after ad after ad. So she's like, she was like, her husband and her just, like, they had a joint Facebook. They just decided to get rid of it. And I was like, oh, okay. So and I've heard that from a lot of people that are like, I deactivated my Twitter, I deactivated my Facebook, I don't care anymore. And that seems to be like, I'm hearing that more and more. And I think over time what's going to happen is that there are going to be a lot of people that are just done with it. And I think more people will get landlines. And I think that, I think the pendulum will go back a little bit. I still think social media and cell phones and all that thing will be pertinent. But, like, I think at some point, the pendulum will switch and people will be tired of it. And they'll just, we're already getting back to, it's like what Cauliflower said in the comment about the simple moments throughout the day being magic. We're already, I think, having kind of a renaissance in our society where people are really realizing that the simpler, look at the people in the Vloggerinos group, okay, with their front porches and all. It makes me so happy, because I think that we're already realizing somewhat as a society that, I wonder if they have their Christmas blizzards out at Dairy Queen. But I think we're already realizing as a society that let's simplify, let's, all this kind of stuff. And so I think those are the things that are more important to people. And I think when that happens and when people realize that experiences and spending time with people is really priceless and means more than what your opinion is on Facebook and all, I think people will move away from that. I think, and at some point, we're going to see a mass exodus. I really do. I think people are already kind of like just done with it. And like, to be honest with you, during the election year, during any election year on Facebook, I almost just can't even get on Facebook, because I don't care where you stand in the political realm. It's like people want to force their opinions down your throat, and it's too much. It's like, I don't know that I'm opening this up because I want to hear other things or see other things or see how my friends are doing or my family. I don't want to see what your opinion is at 2 o'clock in the morning, followed up by, if you don't agree with me, unfollow me. Like, I don't, like, now we have this biting attitude. And it's like that with so many things, not just political years, but so many things, and some are important, and some I think are just, have you ever had the person that you follow on Facebook or something that just, like, they have an opinion about everything? Like, it's hey, pull back a little bit, It's like, I remember back in the day, I, like, had all these causes that I believed in, and like, I went to all these, like, you know, marches and walks and did all this stuff, and I sat on boards and did charity for all these different things and fundraisers. And then one day I realized, you know, you might make more of an impact in the world if you focused on just one or two things instead of focusing on all this stuff a little bit, which is why I pulled back and I really was like, what is one or two things that you really, really care about? And, you know, with me, I really care a lot about addiction and recovery and mental health issues. And I'm starting to, like, another issue that I really, really care about is senior animals, senior pets, and the care for senior pets. And so, you know, I decided to just focus my attention on addiction and recovery and mental health and getting adequate treatment. And those were things I really, really believe in. But, you know, it's just like, we don't have to have an opinion about everything. You can, and you can fight every day. I have friends of mine that literally, like, they get so upset, like, it emotionally shakes them because they get so upset about stuff that is said online that they, like, engage in some back and forth argument on Facebook with somebody. I'm just like, it's not worth the emotional roller coaster that you're putting yourself through. That's really why I withdrew on the Twitter stuff, and I stopped engaging in a lot of that conversation because I wasn't finding myself happy. And you know, today in my life, I don't do a lot of things that don't bring happiness. There are always things you're going to have to do in life that you don't want to do. I'm not talking about those things. We all have things we don't want to do in life, right? But those things that I have an option or a choice in, or things that I can do or not do, or make the decision to do that, like, I'm not going to spend my time doing things that don't bring me happiness or that bring me an emotional roller coaster that I don't need in my life, you know? I know my drama channel isn't as popular as other people's because they engage in all this kind of stuff. I get that, right? Like, I see it. I see their numbers grow. I see them engaging all that kind of stuff. But you know what? For me, it's not worth the emotional roller coaster that goes along with it. So, I don't know. I do think, though, at least for a lot of people, I think the pendulum will switch back the other way, you know, at some point. I don't know when that'll happen. What do you guys think? Do you know what I was thinking today? I was talking to a friend of mine today that's a YouTuber, and I was asking him about podcast stuff because I really need help in the back end technical side of putting this vlog together. And so they're, like, more than willing to help me, which was awesome. But, like, I got, and they didn't know anything about Melissa and I starting this podcast, which is still happening. I think it's going to be the beginning of the year now because we just, like, so much stuff going on, and Melissa and I have so many things going on right now off of you, like, me off of YouTube and her, like, just obligations that she has, that we've got to come up with a schedule where it's like, it's not just like me sitting down and recording a podcast. If it were that, it would be so easy because I could just be like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna record today, and I'd have 5 days, and I'd say I'm gonna post it on, like, Friday or Saturday, right? And then I give myself 5 days, and any day in there I could record it and put it up. But when you're doing it with somebody else, well, first of all, I don't know the back end of how to put it together, so I've got to figure that part out. I've had actually a couple people that have been willing to help me with this, so, but this person, we're going to sit down and Zoom, and they're going to, like, talk me through it. So, but a couple people with podcasts on YouTube and stuff have been more than willing to help me, which is really nice. But, like, Melissa has so many obligations in her personal life and so many things that she participates in. Why is it doing that? It's starting to play my, like, oh, I bet it's because I need to pull, I'm almost back to the post office again. That for us to align our schedules, like, we need to have it, like, planned at, like, every Thursday at 6 o'clock, we're going to record this thing, and then it's going to go up on Saturday. So I don't know how we're going to do that. Because our schedules do just, I mean, we try to make it work and it just doesn't meet up. So we're going to have to, like, plan that out, like, ahead of time. And I think that's not going to be able to happen until the beginning of the year. Hell, it might even be past that. But it got my wheels turning about a podcast. because my friend was really encouraging me. She was like, you really need to start a podcast. And so I was like, okay. And, you know, I was telling her about the podcast that I'm doing with Melissa and all that. And was like, oh, that's a great idea, blah, 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 whatever, right? But I got off of the phone and I started thinking about Melissa and I's podcast. And then I was thinking about, like, everybody saying, you should turn my vlog into a podcast, which I've thought a lot about through the years, but I'm like, I just don't know that, I don't know how this would play out as a podcast. I mean, I know it really is just like a podcast. So then I thought, well, what if I wouldn't film it, I wouldn't record it for YouTube like as a video. It would just be an audio podcast that I would offer somewhere. I don't know where I would offer it yet. But I was thinking I would either like put it up, you know, on podcast forms or, dare I say, Patreon. I would do a podcast on Patreon, and back in the day I was like so anti-Patreon, but I've changed my opinion about that now. But, you know, just as a place to like post a podcast or whatever. But I was thinking about doing a podcast where maybe I'm just throwing out ideas, you guys. This is just me coming up with ideas. This is not like I'm gonna do this. And I know people are like, oh my God, he's got 6 channels and this and that. I'll tell you right now, if Alex was willing to do a couples YouTube channel, and he's thought about it, like I've thrown it out to him a lot in the last couple months, and he's like, well, let me think about it. I would definitely do a couples YouTube channel with Alex. I think it would be so much fun to do that as a project for us to do together. If Alex was willing to do that. Like, I'm not gonna force him to do anything. If he comes to me and says, I wanna start a channel, we'll do a channel together, and that will be my 7th channel. But I really was thinking about it, and I thought, what if I did a podcast and I just did it like once a week or twice a week, and it was like an hour, and it was very similar to this, except for that every episode would just be a topic, like addiction and recovery, or this, or that, or whatever. And it was just my opinions, and I would call it, Let's Talk About Life, or like Real Life with Peter, or something like that. And I would just, like, each episode would be one topic, and I could just even have people in my life on there. Like, I could have Alex on there, and we could talk about something to do with life and opposing positions and views over the course of an hour. Maybe Tanya would be in an episode, or Melissa, or whoever, right? And it would just be like a weekly or every, or twice a week podcast of me just talking about everyday life stuff. Like, one whole episode could be why it makes me so happy to do my front porch for the, you know, fall or whatever. So it would kind of be like what I do in my vlogs, but it wouldn't be like 5 topics. It would be just one topic that I would talk about that week, right? So like, let's say if I had Melissa on there and I was talking about like decorating my front patio for Halloween, she could talk about how it brings her joy and like what she's done through the years. And it'd just be like life talk, right? Like, just simple. It wouldn't be anything real deep. It would just be simple talk about life stuff, right? Like, even the addiction and recovery stuff wouldn't be preachy. Maybe it would just be me and a friend of mine that's sober, with us like sharing part of our stories and what got us sober, you know, and like why we decided to get sober at that time or something. It would be simple life talk, you know, or maybe, and having a friend on there that had lost like maybe having Caroline and I talking about losing our parents, you know, what that's like. And they would just be like real life talk. And so anyway, I'm thinking about doing that maybe as a podcast in addition as well. I need something new to start. You guys, I like have really thrown around the idea to write a cozy mystery, and I was writing, you know, I was working on a memoir, which I'm still kind of working on from time to time, but I really haven't been writing that much. And I really think that I decided, do you know when you just kind of have like this come to Jesus moment? I really feel like I had this moment where I was like, you are much more a reader and a listener of audiobooks and reader than you are a writer. Like, not to minimize my own talent or anything. I like reading more than I like writing. I don't know that I have the passion to sit down, and I enjoy reading the books more. I enjoy getting into the series and talking about it. You can see at the beginning of this video, I was like so excited and passionate about it. I don't know that I have the desire to write anymore. At least for not right now, but I do need something to get excited about. And I need something to just really get pumped about and started, you know, and something different. So I've got some other irons in the fire, so to speak, and all of that, but like, I want something else to get excited about. I love all my channels. I have so much fun doing YouTube videos, but I think if I had like a new project, and I've always been like that ever since I was a kid, you know? Like I was thinking the other day, this is another thing I want to know and want to ask. Are there any of you out there that actually read the books that I mentioned during Peter's book club? I don't really, because I don't do a YouTube video and respond, and I need to ask this on my BookTube channel too, because I don't like do like dedicated videos to those, or I don't, you know, I announce it on YouTube, but I don't do a live stream or anything. I don't really know the interaction that I'm getting when I'm picking a book, because if I'm not having it, if there are people out there that are like, yes, I love your picks for Peter's book club and I read every month, then I will continue to do it. But if not, I think that's something that I tried for a year. You know, I feel like I gave it an entire year, but like, if not, I'm probably going to end that in the end of December. Just because it's like, I tried it, it was a great thing, it was fun. I mean, it's easy. It's not like it's like this difficult thing. I like to give something a try and try it, but if people aren't interested in it or whatever, it's like, you know, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that. I need to look through everything that I'm doing in my life with my channels and everything, and I need to figure out what I want to start new, and I also need to, you know, it's like, okay, with a lot of these people, they put out new merch, or they put out new like palettes and brands, and you know, they have this new project and that new project. Well, I have 6 YouTube channels, and that's a lot, right? But like a podcast would be a new it would be like how other people release a palette. For me, it would be a new project to get excited about. And so I need to sit down with my channels, and I need to also look at them and say, okay, what do I want to do with this channel? What do I want to do new on this channel going forward? What do I want to do differently, you know? I am a believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I'm also a believer in looking at things and saying, how could I improve upon this? What could I do differently? What is it that I really enjoy about this? What are things that other people really enjoy about this? What are things that people are like, hey, get rid of, do differently, things like that. You know, so like recently on my intro on my drama channel, I asked, you know, like, do you want me to keep the intro? And like, I would say it was like 70-30, like 70% of the people were like, don't change your intro. And then there were other people that were like, some people were just rude about it and were like, get rid of the intro, it's stupid. Which it probably is. But then there were other people that were like, I love you, but I don't like your intro. And so I thought, you know what, okay, that's fair. So I'll go back and forth, and I'll do some intro. Some videos I'll do the intro, and other videos I won't. You know, to do a little mix up of the both. I'll probably maybe condense it, add some things. Who knows, right? Do something different. And there's different things that I have planned for my drama channel. There's different things I have planned for my other channels. But I want to go through there and kind of like figure out what I want to do with all of that and what I want to do differently. But I also need something new. And I'm as excited about the haunted or the horror movie podcast. Like I said, like Melissa and I aligning our schedules right now is really difficult. So I don't, like when people are like, well, when are you starting it? I'm like, well, we wanted to have it started by now, you know, but it just like that didn't work. And so I've got to just really figure out how we're going to do that. And because we both have things like in our person, like Tuesday nights would work great for Melissa. I have my home group on Tuesday nights. I can't give that up, right? So it's like stuff like that. Like we're trying to align our schedules and figure out, I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. And yeah, let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. And I'm going to get off here now, and I'm going to go upload the vlog so it's ready for tomorrow. And I'm going to upload my Starbucks review video, and I'm going to get off here. And I hope that if nobody else has told you, well, I hope that you are having a magically amazing Friday. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And like I said, I hope you're having a magically amazing Thursday or Friday. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Oh, and for those that need to hear it, those that stuck around, and most importantly, for those that want to hear it, one more I love you. And don't point to people because it's rude. So, I love you. That's so corny. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. One more, two more, I love yous. I love you guys. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Love you, vloggerinos. Bye. Love ya.